Every week, you listen to hours of podcasts, read articles, and scroll through countless videos. But if you try to summarize what you learned last Tuesday, you'll likely draw a blank. We let an enormous volume of information wash over us daily, yet we retain almost none of it. This gap between consumption and recall is where the feeling of intellectual inadequacy creeps in. It's that moment in a meeting when you know you have the perfect insight, but the details completely slip your mind, leaving you feeling slow and incapable. To fix this, we can borrow a mental model popularized by the investor Charlie Munger. It is a problem-solving approach called inversion. Inversion dictates that you stop trying to engineer a successful outcome and instead identify what guarantees failure. By mapping out the traps and dead ends that lead to a desired disaster, you can systematically avoid them. To become truly smart, we dismantle the 3 specific traps that guarantee cognitive overload and failure. The first path to failure is the fixed mindset, the belief that intelligence is a genetic lottery, you either won or lost at birth. This belief creates a ceiling for your potential, leading to excuses like, "I'm just not a math person." Researchers at Stanford University developed a counter-framework known as the growth mindset. They discovered that intellectual resilience stems from believing your intelligence can expand. Biology supports this. Intelligence is a malleable quantity. It expands when you apply effort to a problem, upgrading your baseline cognitive ability. When you struggle to grasp a new concept, you feel frustrated. That friction indicates your brain is forming new synaptic connections. Stepping outside your intellectual comfort zone is a strict biological requirement for growth. The struggle is the mechanism of the upgrade. The second trap is assuming that intelligence requires you to rote memorize every detail of what you learn. This is the storage trap. Your brain can only store a few thoughts at any one time. It is optimized for generating ideas, not acting as a hard drive. Forcing it to hoard data inevitably leads to stress and cognitive failure. Expert Tiago Forte suggests building a second brain. This is an external digital repository, like a specialized notes app, where you intentionally offload your memory. Start by capturing only impactful insights in one digital place, allowing unexpected connections to form. Next, distill these notes into bite-sized summaries. Finally, treat your projects as a collection of small, reusable intermediate packets that click together, completing one at a time. This repository of reusable packets provides the raw material for your future work. Because you are assembling existing pieces of knowledge rather than starting from zero, the cognitive weight of starting a new project is dramatically reduced. The final trap is the complexity trap, the illusion that utilizing dense jargon and abstract theories is proof of intelligence. Often, complexity is used to mask a lack of understanding. Nobel laureate Richard Feynman mastered demystifying the complex. He believed the ultimate test of understanding was the ability to explain a subject simply. His rule was simple: if you cannot explain a concept to a 12-year-old, you do not actually understand it yourself. You apply the Feynman technique by stripping away technical vocabulary and rewriting concepts in plain language. Forcing yourself to use simple words immediately exposes the gaps in your knowledge. Complexity is frequently a cover for ignorance. Genuine intellectual mastery is revealed through the ability to simplify. Learning only becomes personal knowledge when you put it to use. The ultimate goal of intelligence is to turn information into tangible, real-world results. As you adopt a growth mindset and externalize your memory, these habits compound. You stop looking at ideas in isolation and begin to see how a lesson from one discipline applies to a completely different challenge in your life. Because you have a repository of intermediate packets and distilled insights, you no longer face the cognitive block of a blank page. You are always building on top of work you have already done. You do not need better genetics or a higher IQ. True intelligence is an integrated set of behaviors you can start practicing today.